All right, so if you're anything like I am, you hate doing stuff on spreadsheets that takes up a bunch of your time, is boring, and it does not feel very productive because a lot of times, to be honest, doing the stuff on spreadsheets, like going back through your books and your transactions, it's very time consuming, but there's so many better things you could be doing. Now, me personally, I am very familiar with using spreadsheets because I use them for marketing and stuff, but I do not like doing admin work when it comes to doing stuff on spreadsheets. So, how would I go about hiring somebody to do this for me if I'm running an e-com business and I need some help with my books? Maybe I've forgotten to keep track of my received inventory or whatever it may be, and I need help updating my books or whatever the case is. Here is exactly what I would do in that case. So, you're going to go hire a VA or a specialist in the Philippines on onlinejobs.ph or another similar site. Now, this can cost you about $7, $8 an hour, roughly. You can get a very high quality VA in the Philippines for $7 to $8 an hour. This is somewhere in the ballpark of $30 to $40 an hour in the United States. So you can hire somebody who is very skilled. They're very hardworking. And in the Philippines, this is a good amount of money for them. So you can give them a pretty solid amount of money to be able to help you with the admin work that you need help with and give them a job. And here's how I would do this in short. First, you post a job posting on a site like Online Jobs PH. Doesn't have to be this one. This is just the one I've used in the past. Make sure you're pretty detailed, keep it pretty professional. Ask them to record a Loom video showing how they would do that thing, right? This is something that I like to do to try to gauge, are they going to do what I'm asking? And are they good at doing the skill? Because generally, if they're on a video and they're showing their face and they're showing you, kind of walking you through how they go about updating a spreadsheet, it's a lot harder for them to fake something versus, say, for example, typing something into ChatGPT and asking ChatGPT to type a professional job application, for instance, right? That can be faked pretty easily, but you can't really fake a video explanation of something where you're walking somebody through and demonstrating how you go about doing something and how you solve certain kinds of problems, for instance. So you hire a VA. First, you have a job posting and you look at candidates that are somewhere in the ballpark of $7, maybe $8 an hour for somebody to do spreadsheet work for your Shopify brand, like cleaning up your books or whatever the case is. Then from there, after you do that, you may interview a few different candidates. It really depends on the role and what all you were trying to do, and if this is something that has to be done urgently. Ideally, you might interview at least a handful of candidates, even for a role like this. But you could always, just hire one candidate. So you interview a few different candidates, ideally. Then from there, you record an SOP. Once you've decided on who you're going to hire, you record an SOP that outlines exactly what it is that they've got to do. And you put that into ChatGPT or another AI tool and ask it to make you an SOP as your COO for whatever brand with 10 years of experience. So then from there, you take that SOP, you give that to the VA, and you ask them to complete whatever it is that they've agreed to complete, and you're pretty much done. They should be getting to work on whatever it is. They'll let you know if they've got anything that they need from you. They may need access to your financials, banking info, or bookkeeping software, whatever the case is. But they'll be able to go in and help you clean up your books or whatever it is that you need help with that involves spreadsheets, because a lot of people do not like using spreadsheets. And so what tends to happen with some e-commerce businesses is because they don't like doing it and they don't know how to do what I'm talking about right here, it just doesn't get done. They don't hire anybody to do it. They think it's going to be a big pain in the rear to go out and find somebody to do this, when you could literally hire somebody who's really skilled at doing spreadsheets in the Philippines. And as long as they're good at it and you make sure you hire the right person, they could have this stuff done very quick. People who are good at spreadsheet stuff, this doesn't take them nearly as long when they do this all day and this like all that they do. So with that being said, if you guys found this helpful, leave a like and comment below what you want to see next. But definitely, if you have spreadsheet stuff that you have to get done, I would definitely be looking in the Philippines, because they often speak really good English too. And so if you're an American and you want to talk with somebody who speaks good English, they're generally speaking pretty hardworking. I like hiring people in the Philippines to do things because I, generally speaking, have had good experiences with people in the Philippines versus other places like India, for example. So if you guys found this helpful, drop a like, comment below what you want to see next, and if you want to see some more tutorials on how to solve common issues you see in e-commerce businesses like this one.